Hey everyone, welcome back to my Godot 4 series, making a 2D platformer. Today we're going to be adding some moving platforms. We'll make one that moves left and right and another one that moves up and down. These platforms will help add dynamic movement to your levels, making them more fun to play. So let's get started. First, what we're going to do is create a horizontal moving platform. So let's go ahead and create a new scene by clicking on this plus sign that was right there. Let's go ahead and choose other node, and what we're going to go ahead and do this time is create a character, or add a character body. In this character body we're going to add a sprite 2D. We're also going to add a collision node to it, or collision shaped node. First, let's go ahead with the character body. Let's rename it to we'll call it H platform. There we go. That way we know it's going to move horizontally. And then we're going to change the collision to be layer 2. Mask 1 is perfect. For our sprite, so our sprite is going to be, there's two ways to do this, right? Let's go ahead and show you one way. The easiest way, if you want to do it inside of the program, is to edit or crop a region out of the tile that you want to use. So let's see. Magical road, tile set. So if I drop this tile set in there, you got this guy right here. Okay, we can't just use this the way it is because it's split into 3 sections, but what we can do is enable region mode, right? And then we can start messing with the heights some, right? And then click on edit region, and from here, once we get a little bit showing, we click on edit region over here. So then we can just manipulate this to be showing what we want it to show. In this case, I want a little bit of the ground. I don't need all this extra grass. You can have it if you want, but I'm not going to, just because of how it's going to display with the character. Just to keep things simple, I'm going to bring it down a little bit lower, bring that up, and then press close. And now you got this nice little platform here. Now if you don't want it like this and you want it to be more appropriate looking, you can just put together some pieces in Photoshop, right, and move them all together. I guess you could kind of do the same thing with this by duplicating the sprites and then adjusting them how you need it. For this case, this will work. If you don't have Photoshop, you can use GIMP, you can use Photopea. Both GIMP and Photopea are free. Photopea is browser based, so you can do that there. If you're a student watching this, you probably won't be able to use Photopea because it's blocked by most school districts. However, GIMP is a free option that you can use, and then you can just put them together by adding the sprite and then moving the pixels at the selections, creating selections, and then moving them closer together and then resaving it and then re-importing it. It's a lot more work, but you'll get a more cleaner look than you will this one. So not necessarily a bad thing per se. Might be something to look at, but for our purposes, this little region cutoff area works just fine. Click on collision shape 2D next, and we're going to add a rectangle shape. And we're just going to drag this rectangle shape up to where it's covering the platform. That way the player can jump on it. Normally we would want it to look like the player is like standing over it, but if doing it like this, it's gonna make it look like the player is behind it. Alright, so let's go to move this back up to where it was. And let's add a script to it. Actually, let's go ahead and save it first. Go to our scenes folder, press save. Add a script. Go to our scripts folder. Make sure it says H platform. That way we know what it is and what it does. Alright, and we're going to just get rid of all of this. And let's start adding some variables first, shall we? So we're going to add some public ones that's going to control the move distance. It's going to be a float. And for now, let's make it equal to 150. Let's go ahead and have our speed, which will also be a float, for right now equal 100 by default. No, I feel like that might be too fast like this. Let's bring it down. Bring it down to 50. It's public, so we can always change it if we need to. And then our direction is going to be a vector 2. And then some private ones, the start position, which will be a vector 2. Target position, which will also be a vector 2. A boolean is going to tell whether it's moving forward or not, which will be equal to true. Alright, now in our ready function, what we're going to do is have the start position equal to start position equal to the global position. Then the target position is going to be the start position plus the move direction times the move distance. There we go. Now I guess, let's see, in our physics process, because that deals with movement, what we're going to have is we're going to create a variable named direction, which is equal to 1 if moving forward, else it's going to be -1. So it's direction is going to be right if it's moving forward, otherwise it's going to be moving left. All right, and the velocity is going to be equal to the move direction times the move speed times the direction. And it might help if I spelled velocity properly. There we go. Alright, and then we're gonna pass move and slide. If moving forward and the global position dot distance to the target position is less than 5, then we're going to do a thing, and that thing is turn moving forward to false. that's going to cause it to move left, right? Else if, and what we're going to do is just copy this whole thing, and we're going to paste it down here, and we're going to add a few things. So in front of moving forward, we're going to type in not, and instead of the target position, we're going to have the start position. And then we're going to tell it that moving forward will be equal to true. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and save this. We're going to test it out. Let's go to our level 2 and just add that in. So we're going to look for H platform and add that in. Let's go ahead and I'm going to put it right here just so I can see if it's going. Okay, so let's go ahead and run current scene, and there we go, and it's moving back and forth, so we can set that up and put that in place, so that's good. All right, let's go ahead and stop that for right now. Let's put our platform in place right here. And then I guess let's go ahead and start on our vertical platform, shall we? Let's create a new scene. We're going to do this a little bit differently, just because if we use character body, then the player, because that's also character body, I guess weighs the platform down, at least from my experience, and so it pushes it back down and then prevents it from moving up, and you get just this little jittering in place and the platform doesn't move. So we're going to use static body for this one. If you guys have a better way of doing it that uses character body without creating that little jittering and allows the platform to move up and down with the player, let me know in the comments. Right? Game development is a community after all, for a reason, because we learn together and we build together, right? So we're going to search for a static body. We're going to I'm going to take this sprite and just copy it over, paste it in. I'm going to add a collision shape 2D, and it's going to be a rectangle just like before. Zoom in and just stretch that out like so. Just like before, we're going to go ahead and change our collisions and make sure layer is 2, mask is 1. And now the setup is there. We need to turn it, change the name. We'll change it to V platform for vertical platform. And we're going to go ahead and save it in our scenes folder. We're going to add a script in our scripts folder, and then press create. Alright, now here's what we're going to do. A lot of the same thing, right? So we're going to add our export variable, move distance, float. We'll make this one equal to 100 this time, because we got to be careful with how far down the platform goes. If it goes too far down, then you'll end up in that that kill zone area, and then it'll be the player will die. So then we're going to add an export variable, move speed. It's going to be a float and equal to 2.0. And then at export variable, move direction vector 2. It's going to be a vector 2. It's going to be equal to vector 2 dot up. All right. So we can actually just take this right here from our H platform script and paste it over here in the ready function. All right? And why don't you like it? You don't like it because I didn't add the whoops. So let's go ahead and go start position vector 2. Might help if I declared my private variables, right? Target position is going to be a vector 2 as well, and then our moving forward variable is going to be equal to true. Alright, and that'll fix those up eventually. There we go. Alright, now in our process, what we're going to do is the following. So this is where the differences start getting in. We're still going to have that direction that we pass, right? But then here, where our H platform, where is it? Had velocity, right? We're going to actually adjust the global position of it. So global position plus equals move direction times move speed times direction, right? Just like before. But this time, what we're going to do is we're actually going to be passing delta with it, right? So times delta. Alright, so move direction. Why did I say start position? Oh, I put it in the wrong spot. That's why. This times delta should be down here, like that. So now what we're going to do from here is if moving forward and global dot position. Oh, not that dot, global underscore position dot distance to. And it's going to be the same thing. Target position is less than 5. Then moving forward is going to be equal to false. And then elif, it's literally just going to be the same thing as before. Copy this guy. Paste that in. Change target to start position and say not moving forward, and moving forward is going to be equal to true. So there's a few slight differences between the two, right? But by and large, they're basically the same, right? We're changing the global position for instead of movement velocity, and we're not passing through the movement slide like we would with a character, we would with the character body. Okay, let's go ahead and add that in though. We're not adding a node, we're instantiating. So let's go to the right thing. Alright, now that that's added in, let's go ahead and move this down here where we can see it. And press play and see what happens. Might help if we played the right thing. So running current scene. So it's moving really slow. Right, and that's because our move speed is set to 2. Because I put 2.0 instead of 20. But let's go ahead and just move it to 50 and just go from there. Let's run it and see what happens. There we go. It's moving up, it's moving down, so we can set that in place. So let's go ahead and we'll just set that right there. Let's change our move distance to be, we'll say 150. Right, something like that. And then we can take our horizontal platform, duplicate it, and move it right there. If we wanted to, we could take these platforms, right, all three of them, move them over here, and create a little thing with them like so. And so now, if we press play, hopefully this will work, and let's run the current scene. Alright, so we gotta wait for the platform. There we go. You can't really see the ground, so there's that, but that's alright. Let's try it again. Whoop, too fast. Alright. You ever make a level that for some reason or another you just can't beat? No, that's just a me thing? Alright. There we go. Alright. Now if you wanted to, with each of these ones you could adjust their speed so they're moving at different speeds, but yeah, you get the picture, you get the idea. Alright. In this tutorial we created a moving platform that was moving left and right, so horizontally, and one that was moving vertically, up and down. We used a static body, which was a different node than before, and we used a different method using the regions to cut out the area of the sprite that we wanted. So but hopefully you guys got some working platforms, and let me know in the comments what you guys want in the next series on Godot, because we only got really just 3 more, maybe 4 more videos depending on how long it takes. But we're going to be doing creating a main menu, we're going to be adding some audio and creating a pause menu, and that's it for this series. So keep building, keep learning. I'll see you in the next one.